What is going on there, citizens of the Reject Nation? We are here to continue a show that we are very much enjoying. It's called Reacher Season 1, Episode 3. Here's what we're going to ask you to do. If you end up enjoying our reaction, or if you just want to be kind up front, leave a like. That'd be very much appreciated. Also, subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified when our next reaction for Reacher is up here on the channel. As always, full-length reaction watch-alongs where you sync up with your own copy is available exclusively for our super sexy rejects over at our Patreon page. Massive thank you to all who have joined just for this show alone, but we also cover several things over there exclusively with reaction highlights and watch-alongs included. John, you ready to continue this show?
So ready. I'm so excited.
Let's get it going, people.
I know you're scared, but I'm
Scared? You know I was recruited by the FBI and Central Intelligence. Scored a 99th percentile in IQ, but only an 80% on the psych eval. You want to know why, you condescending asshole?
Woke!
interpersonal skills.
I lack the ability to tolerate horse shit. They came into my house that I fixed up with my money in the town that my family founded because they think they are untouchable.
Woof.
She is so good.
You want a gun?
She is so good. Roscoe for the win, man.
Greg gave this to me a couple years ago. Wanted to keep it in the family, and I was the only family he had.
The gun?
Is that a Desert Eagle?
John knows. He goes shooting off.
Use it wrong and it gets back to me. So don't use it wrong.
There's some trust.
I won't let anything happen to it.
Protect
You
it.
put your life before this gun.
I'll protect it as though it were my child.
Got an idea on the body that was found with Joe. We gotta get to the morgue.
Action scene. Action scene.
Explosion?
I just told you to be careful with that thing.
Never trust a weapon you haven't personally test fired.
Cops will be there momentarily now.
You took him out drinking?
Good thing I did. Whoever killed the Morrisons came after us last night. Broke into my house, carved a threat into my door. Who knows what they would have done if I'd been there alone.
But did you have sex?
Victim's name is Pete Joblin, trucker.
Oh, looks fancy.
Not the kind of firm that defends truck drivers.
Hopefully we don't need to see you again anytime soon.
No.
Oh,
No. Jasper every episode.
not you, Jasper.
Hi, Molly Beth.
Oh, Joe. Oh, thank God. Why haven't you returned my calls? I was so worried.
Pretend.
Oh, boy.
Miss Gordon, this is Jack Reacher. Joe's dead.
No, you're wrong.
I'm not.
How?
Oh, she loved him.
Do you know what Joe was doing in Margrave, Georgia?
He was running a classified investigation. I just don't know the details.
Oh, they were personally involved.
I can try to get his files for you.
Hard copies only. We don't want anything leading back to you. We need to keep this quiet.
Shouldn't I tell his superiors?
Absolutely not.
You sound just like him.
They don't look alike.
Teal doesn't know we suspect him, so we play his game for now. I tell him you found your house broken into and you're determined to find out who's responsible. I'm gonna pay a visit to that jail guard, Spivey.
This Spivey guy.
Such a weasel.
No, you're gonna go see Zacharias Perez, LLP. See what you can find out about Jobling's arrest.
An assignment.
Someone came after you?
Appears that way. Could be related to Morrison, could be teens with a fucked up sense of humor.
Yeah.
I know some about that.
What about Finlay? Think you might know something here in Sharon?
I doubt it.
Stevenson, a moment.
You've had your entire family incarcerated?
Something tells me Finlay's gonna die this season.
Mr. Spivey.
Was he squatting in here?
Creepy old woman.
It's a log lady from Twin Peaks.
Mr. Spivey?
Cool they kept that in one shot.
Your boy skipped town, or is just about to come back. Oh, yeah.
All the police!
Whoa, dude.
You picked the wrong town to rob in.
They really thought it was a black guy just breaking and entering, huh?
That's topical.
I was gonna make that joke, but I didn't think they'd actually go there.
Truth be told, Mr. Doyle, I'm sorry, what was your first name again?
Brian.
Brian Doyle.
I made up a story so you'd see me. Now get me your file on Pete Jobling
Boss.
for a traffic violation and disorderly conduct charge.
Who the hell do you think you are?
A pissed off drifter with nothing to lose.
And he has a gun.
I will ruin your life with one phone call.
I'll end your life with one phone.
Bars. Bars. No, dude.
Pull up Jobling's file.
Careful.
Print it.
Oh my God.
Listen, man, you should have told us you were a cop.
This defense again.
This is a small town.
Yep.
And it shouldn't make a difference.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now you don't need to preach at me.
Woke Reacher.
Which one of you assholes did this?
Thought he was a burglar.
How many burglars you know wear suits?
He didn't look like he lived there.
Are you kidding me right now?
Hey,
Whoa.
Roscoe.
Take him down.
I love you, Roscoe.
you know cursing is a sign of a weak mind and a weaker character?
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Meet him at Jolene's. Said he found something.
Jolene. Jolene. Jolene.
Love the Southern Gothic vibe. Is Gothic the right word?
Got everything I needed.
How?
Just use the phone.
You strangle him with a phone wire?
These are the kind of things you gotta think about.
Butternut chicken sandwich with coleslaw. And for you, spinach salad, dressing on the side.
I want to eat.
I was
here.
embarrassed ordering that.
How do you eat like that and still look like you do?
Thank you for asking. I had the exact same question. I'm just like, you never see this guy work out.
His life is a workout.
When our trucker got into legal trouble, Kliner paid his legal fees. But I'm gonna break into Kliner's tonight and see if I can find something that connects in.
You can't just sit there and say you're gonna violate the Fourth Amendment while you eat okra. You jeopardize this investigation if you get evidence that's inadmissible because it was unlawfully obtained.
You get that busted nose filling out a warrant to search Spivey's house?
Sure. I was wondering about that.
Exigent circumstances are exceptions to the warrant requirement,
Exigent circumstances. That's bullshit.
but it's legal.
Riggs and Murtaugh.
I'll walk in and talk to him.
Man, that powerful, someone's gotta keep a cool head.
I'm taking those rips to go.
Oh my God, I hope he gets to keep this dog by the end of the show. Jack Wick. They shoot this in Canada? Feels like a Canada show.
Oh, not a single security camera.
Right this way. Mr. Kliner's expecting you.
Roll out the welcome wagon.
There's a hell of a lot of animal feed back there.
Oh, it's a sow. They all have got cows.
And a secret weapon.
I'll do the talking.
Good.
Wowie.
I don't like talking. A family of skilled marksmen.
Good clue.
Perhaps Mr. Spivey has a buddy on the loading docks. Maybe they're just making plans to grab a beer after work.
Or perhaps he was calling for another reason.
To get a dead beer after work.
You're only doing your job, and I know you're just trying to get answers about your brother's death. But if I may speak frankly,
I am getting defensive.
I'm a little insulted to be under suspicion, more than a little.
My intention was never to insult you, Mr. Kliner.
Just gotta follow the clues, man.
You've had some trouble settling in here, Captain. I wonder why that is.
Way to flip it.
Well, maybe it's because you're a northerner. Fancy education.
No, somehow I don't think it's that.
Maybe it's another reason.
Black.
Black.
This evidence trail you're following,
Drop it.
it's a waste of time for you and for me.
God,
Leave it.
I like the performance. Never say you're threatening, but be threatening the whole time.
My father's name, Horatio Finlay. You might think you're everybody's daddy in this town, but you're not mine.
Nice.
If you keep talking to the cops on my force, hinder this investigation in any way,
Hit him.
I will put my f***ing foot up your f***ing ass until your heart f***ing stops.
Yes, you will.
He swore 3 times.
Till my heel comes out your mouth.
I mean, he's had a rough 24 hours, you know. Look at these guys. They look like demons from Supernatural.
They do. If it is Canada, that would explain a lot.
Cursing is a sign of weak mind and weaker character.
He wasn't there for the conversation with her. How do you know that?
You're not my daddy. Kliner's a bully. Bullies need to know they can be punished too.
Flashback!
Don't cry, no matter what.
Young Joe and young Reacher. I mean, Jack.
We just came from the hospital. Heard his bishop had his face bashed in with this.
Holy shit.
There were bicycle tracks leaving Curtis's house. Right there. To your bike, Joe.
You gotta learn to cover up, man.
Dude.
Joe, did you do this?
Step up, Jack.
He took the blame.
All signs indicate yes.
Yeesh.
Kliner knows you suspect him. We don't know who to trust at the station. Motels, cash, fake names, travel light.
You mean live like you?
Like a hobo.
Plus, you get to come up with so many fun backstories for yourself.
What's the other word for hobo? Viagra?
Vagrant.
Vagrant?
Yes.
He was getting a ton of feed delivered today. It's not like he's running a commercial farm.
It's Georgia. A lot of folks have cows.
That's what I hear. We're not dealing with a small-scale operation. This thing's a hydra. I cut off one head, 2 more grow in its place. There's no justice for Joe in that.
Woof.
I'm gonna uncover this whole operation, then burn it to the ground. And that takes time, which is something I have in great quantity.
You got this, Odysseus.
Spivey's the answer. I get him to rat on whoever paid him to kill Hubble. We know everything. And neither of you are coming with me. We made instantly. You both reek a cop.
Yeah, and you look like a personal trainer.
Been with that Reacher guy a lot lately.
Your mama teach you the way to a girl's heart is stalking her?
I wouldn't have to resort to this if you would ever go out with me.
Flawless logic.
You guys are so close, he must have told you about Baghdad, right? About those civilians that he killed?
If you don't let me into my truck right now, I'm gonna have you face down on the hood in handcuffs.
Maybe I'd like that.
I don't think he ultimately would.
I'm looking out for you, Roscoe. I care about you.
These are caring eyes.
This is caring intimidation. Guy looks like Colin Jost's brother.
Yeah, he's mad that he didn't get SNL.
You! There she is.
Nice shot.
Damn right. I'm busting up more clay in a Tuscan earthquake. Debbie Shane. You're from Charleston?
Mm-hmm.
How's that son of a gun Tom Sloan doing?
Still a son of a gun in every way possible.
What division are you in?
Account services. But truth be told, I started out wanting to work in currency management.
We had a guy handling that for us, but he picked up and left about a year ago, and we discontinued the department.
I'm confused. You're a currency manager. What did you say his name was again?
But it was Paul Hubble. Up and left without so much as 2 weeks' notice. Kind of a dick move, if you ask me.
Fascinating.
Wedding ring falls on the ground, it's up for grabs.
Really? Says who?
The law. Famous case of finders versus keepers. Never heard of it?
I was just being told about this. This is legal terminology for real.
I'm on a case I can't seem to untangle.
What's your gut say?
Get the hell out of Dodge.
Why are you staying?
It's my damn job.
Because we're the only ones who want to make things right.
Seems like a good reason.
This woman seems like she's not real.
And he's opening up a lot.
So why don't we find another bar around here? Well, with pool tables and cheaper drinks.
She is a hit, man.
Maybe even a dark corner somewhere and see where the night takes us.
Dude, make it happen.
I'm flattered. And you're nice too. But I'm not your guy.
Okay.
Aw.
So Hubble was secretly working for them?
Guess so.
Off the books?
For a whole ass year.
You know Tanner Spivey?
Spivey's a friend. And he don't need anyone asking about his business. Find yourself another bar.
Ooh, yeah.
Boxer. Southpaw.
Golden gloves.
You know the thing about boxing. Too many rules.
Oh, yes, sir.
1-1.
You left down. There's some Spanish guys, man. Real fast.
Golden gloves, not subtle tail guy. He's gonna go back in and take everyone's phone.
Great tracking shot. Ah, great shot.
He's still got the tape on his jacket too. It's good. Sack like you belong there.
Lightning Reacher. Jack Lightning. Oh, Jack Thunder. Why did I think of that? Damn.
There you go. Stay close. Not too close.
Slam the brakes.
Smart. Perfect.
What timing?
Oh, we're going to see a Reacher with a gun. Please say que pasa before you shoot them. Let's get some noir lighting in here.
Ooh,
Perfect
yeah.
shots.
Yeah, collect your brass.
Oh, sweet. He has money.
Is that real money?
Hubble?
Oh, boy. No,
Spivey.
Damn.
Hello, Spivey. Shit.
Damn. Oh,
Well
shit.
done.
I hope Hubble's still alive.
Yeah. He'll come back as the villain.
All right, take it away, John.
That was just absolute. I can't, like, every time one of these stops, I just want to binge, which doesn't happen to me a lot with shows. Usually I'm like, yeah, I'm content to, like, sit with this and wait. But this is, it's just been so engrossing. And I like that in this episode, among all the other lovely things that have remained consistent, we got a little bit of intimacy, or at least a little window into the life of Finlay. Thought his little meet cute situation was nice, and it was nice to watch him go off on his own and do some investigating and, not go on full Jack Reacher mode, but, at least watch him do some undercover work and things like that, even though, he basically just made up a name and a position. But, just the mystery and the mounting tension is just really nice and permeating, and I think that they've done a great job thus far of building this tapestry of bunch of suspicious characters. And I don't know, like, I feel like the answer hasn't quite revealed itself yet, or like the person who might be truly at the head of this hydra probably hasn't been revealed yet. But either way, like, just the web of suspicion I find quite intriguing, and the style, the attitude, everything just remains top notch.
Yeah, I think what this show does really well is, while they keep the mystery really prevalent and keeps you on the journey with them, they really put a lot of attention into how the investigation affects our characters on this journey, which is the thing that keeps you emotionally engaged, Like watching what Finlay goes through here. Don't know the actor's name. Probably won't learn it until the end of the show. But watching what he goes through, this performance requires such a level of restraint that I think he exercises quite well. Because when he goes through the things he goes through in here, with getting assaulted and then thrown in jail for being black, he still manages to contain everything, and even has that line to Roscoe about swearing and showing weak-minded character and stuff. Like, he just has to really stay resilient in the path and not allow himself to break. But then you see some of those shades break through. It's like this relationship they form with him and Reacher. You know that as much as Finlay loves to play by the code and play by the book, there's this other side to Finlay that is like Reacher. that is just waiting to come out. You know, it's like, and this tug and pull. And Reacher, I think the performance they do with, I know his name was, everyone's mentioned it to me, Alan Richardson. What they've done with Reacher and Finlay is like Reacher's constantly just like, he's got like a hook just latched into Finlay, and he's just slowly pulling out that other side of him. And that's what makes the chemistry so fun with watching those two, especially go back and forth. Like, even though he had that beginning part with Roscoe, last episode seemed to get you a lot more Roscoe. This one seemed to get you a lot more of into the mindset of who Finlay is. And yeah, I think that's what makes the show. That's what makes the show more engaging than anything else. Like, I like the action, I love the look, I love the Southern flair throughout, and I love the performance by Alan Richardson. And the mystery is fun. It's a fun mystery. I'm never like I haven't found myself like on the edge of my seat about it. I'm still engaged, and I still want to know what's happening, and I'm keeping up with it, going like, oh yeah, I mean. Right now, it's been I'm waiting for like a twist. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm waiting for. It's like, is there someone that we should have been suspecting, but we just never did? Is it going to be that show? Like, and it doesn't really matter to me, honestly, if it is, because everything else about the journey is so much fun. Like going to
Kliner,
yeah, going to Kliner, and him being obnoxiously suspicious.
Sure,
like dude doesn't even like make an effort to not be suspicious.
He goes right to the tandem
He's
of
like,
bad
what the
guy
hell you
things to
doing here,
say.
man?
I'd recommend you drop this, and I can make things really difficult for you,
Yeah.
and you don't respect what I've contributed to this town. You know,
like a narcissist. That whole scene, you know, like they're cutting through the bullshit there to be like, nah, suspect him. And I don't think they want you to drop suspecting him, nor do I feel like he's off the leash. I mean, I'd be very surprised if he's not responsible for any of this. Like, all the roads lead to him. So I think they're like having fun with their villain now. But yeah, I mean, like the investigation, the mystery is fun, and like I didn't see the twist of Spivey being dead in the trunk there. But right now, it isn't engaged. Like they do a lot with their characters, and to me, that stands out so much. Like that makes it really interesting. In ways that are more subtle than you would expect. Like they're energetic, so they're not like so subtle. Like they're not like Breaking Bad subtle, but they're subtle enough, but also expressive enough via dialogue and through just characters' emotions that they make the journey fun to see what they go on. And shouts out to the woman at the beginning too, who has a really hard job as an actress, because she's not in the room with them at all.
Yeah.
And odds of her actually playing off that phone call with Alan Richardson are very slim that she really had that call. So she had to just work alone in a room with the whole crew pointed at her and build this whole history with Joe Reacher and deliver what probably just felt like a fucking monologue when she was filming it.
Yeah.
And not have like the real actors to bounce off of. And she really sold that scene very well. And you even watch the sympathetic side come out of Reacher during this phone call. Like there is a connection there. Like this woman could have been his sister-in-law in some scenario, like, you know? So I thought they did a really great job. I think they do a really good job with the characters, and the show has a great balance, I think. And I think that's why it succeeds so well. It has a great balance of the fun and the energy and the quippiness with the characters and the mystery. And nothing ever seems to tip the line too much.
Well, they seem to have a really good. They're very conscientious about, I think, when to tell you or to clearly kind of cue you to something and then let you enjoy the fun of that, like him. I think actually there's kind of an example of both in this moment. There are times where they'll let an action play out and they won't really let you know what it is. So you're just sort of like, okay, what is Jack about to do? Or what is, this situation going to unfold into? And then there are other times where you know what's about to happen and they use that to their advantage without having to like explicitly spell it out for you. So they're good at like making you wonder and then rewarding you with certain bits of, catharsis or satisfaction while still, keeping the the situation feel like it's ever growing. And I think too, just like watching these 3 episodes, like every department is on point. It's like the location, even if it is Canada, feels really tangible, and all the casting, like even this episode had 2, at least, a few, but like 2 very prominent like guest actors who, were just small roles we might never see again. We might see again, but they leave good impressions. Both that scene at the bar, the scene on the phone at the beginning, characters like that, and the writing, the direction of everything. And they'll do things like have like cool, like, one take of some kind, but not in like the most in your face kind of like, look at us doing a one take kind of way. Like there's like really solid work across every department. And I just think they like, it's a great example of just like really finely tuned, murder mystery storytelling.
Yeah, and they make Jack Reacher surprisingly believable. Like, he's a larger-than-life character. I'm sure there's some version of a guy like this that exists in some way, but he's like 6'9", and he's like 500 pounds of pure muscle. He's built like a god, and he just goes about his day. He's a wandering hobo,
Yeah.
And that's even in the scene in the bar. It's like all eyes on me. I'm gonna walk back in here and go through the kitchen. He can whoop anyone's ass. He's a much larger than life character. Like yet the show manages to find the right tone and rhythm to where it's very believable. And of course, a lot of credit to his performance as well. The actor, Alan Richardson, a lot of credit goes to that.
Yeah.
But there is a scenario where this would have been very like, this is so unrealistic, but they managed to make it feel believable. And part of what keeps it fun, Alrighty, guys. Well, what did you think about episode 3 of Jack Reacher? We're trying to get these up at least every 2 to 3 days, because we know everyone binges the show instead of going 1 week at a time. So we're trying to keep within the rhythm, at least. It takes some time to put these together. But thank you for being here. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe. Thank you again to everyone who followed us at our Patreon page. But before we go, let's end this with a Patreon. Shouts out to Brian Perry. Brian, we really don't know a lot about you. You are a mysterious wanderer amongst our Patreon. A Viagra, if you will. What's it called?
A vagrant.
A vagrant, if you will. Walking around our Patreon and making an impression, getting shouted out and getting a lot of attention every single month. Yet, we really have no clue as to who you are. You are the mysterious lone wolf badass at our Patreon page, and it's good to have you here, Sir Brian Perry. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you supporting the Reject Nation, putting the extra foot forward by giving such a generous pledge. You rock, my friend. You keep being sexy and keeping us safe in the shadows.